Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. Man, I love my job when the cars are this nice. This is exciting. This is a 69 and a half A12 Super Bee. This is a factory-built race car, folks. 446 pack. It's got a 4-speed, 410 Dana, heavy-duty everything. Suspension, cooling, brakes. Right here, this is the car on the cover of Muscle Machines, the world's fastest muscle cars. This car is in their top 10 list inside the magazine, and they gave it its own 6-page spread, which tells all about the car. There's pictures prior to the restoration, so really neat magazine and article to have here. Plus it has the build sheet, plus there's a letter M in the VIN number. This is the real deal. It's a real A12. Go to volocars.com. That's where you can read all the specs, take your time to look at all the pictures top to bottom. That's where you find the price tags on all the cars we have for sale, volocars.com. If you enjoyed these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on that bell icon. That way you'll be the first to see the next one that's posted. But for right now, buckle up. Let's go for a spin. Yeah, real interesting. They call them 69 and a half because they were made mid-year, and I just learned they only made them on 2 days. There was one day in March and one day in April that these were made. That was it. They made something like 1,900 of them. All the facts are on the ad write-up on our website, but they didn't make very many of these at all. This car was on a rotisserie. There's pictures of it in the article here where it's just a shell of a body on a rotisserie flipped on its side. They were sandblasting it down to bare metal. This paint's amazing. It's red glass. But let me not get ahead of myself. Let's talk about the bottom first. So the metal is all pristine underneath. The frame rails, floors, all clean metal. Prepped and painted the correct way as it would have left the factory. They did it in slop gray primer, so the car is sprayed in primer. Then when they painted the car, the red overspray would float under there, so it has the red overspray. There's a small amount of undercoat in the wheel well and behind the tire. That's how it left the factory. All the suspension and steering components completely apart, rebuilt, bushing, shocks, you name it. Front and back. The rear leaf springs, they're Hemi springs, the bushings, the shocks, all been replaced. The heavy-duty suspension was heavier torsion bars, shocks, leaf springs, sway bar. They all came with heavy-duty drum brakes all around. They're 11-inch drum brakes. The whole brake system's been restored. The e-brake assembly is all hooked up and looks clean, and the brake lines and hoses. Same with the fuel system. The tank, the straps, the fuel lines, all that was replaced at the time of restoration. The magazine, I think, is from 03 or 05, so the restoration's 15, 20 years old. But it looks amazing still. The bottom of the motor is clean. It does have a heavy-duty scatter shield hooked up to the A833 Hemi 4-speed. It's the correct 4-speed transmission for the car. In back, it has the correct 410 Dana Posi rear, sure grip rear, the Mopar guys call it. They all came with the 410 Dana. You could get this car in an automatic or a 4-speed. Last one I sold was an automatic on the column, but this has got the good old pistol grip sticking out of the hump on the floor there. The exhaust system looks like new. Has Dynamax mufflers, has a crossover pipe, the correct tips coming out the back. So under the car was beautifully restored. You could tell every grommet in the floor, every screw, every clamp, everything was redone. But again, 17, 18 years ago, something like that, but it still looks really nice. The paint and body is amazing. To have a paint job this old look this good is very impressive. It was born a bright red car, so it's the factory color. At one point, someone sprayed the outside hemi-orange, but it is painted back to the original color. This straight as an arrow. All the gaps are really nice, spot on, all smooth. There's no rust, no damage. All of this is really, really, really nice. And of course, it has the lift-off lightweight fiberglass hood. That's a functional scoop. We'll demonstrate that in a little bit. We'll take the hood off the car. They use Spies Hecker paint. That's a premium, I think, German paint. 3 or 4 coats of primer, then 3 coats of paint, and then 4 coats of clear. They wet sanded it in between each coat. They 1,000 grit sandpaper, and then when it got to the clear, they used 2,000 grit sandpaper in between each coat, and the end result was red glass. I'm looking in the paint, and I see the reflection of our ceiling like it's a mirror. The Super Bee stripe, the Bumble Bee, is a decal. That's the way they were. It has the real cool Super Bee graphic. They made these in Roadrunners too. I think the Super Bee has a little bit of an edge because of the stripe and the bees. This rear window is crystal clear. All the stainless moldings, polished like chrome. They're all beautiful. The mirror, the handles, all look like new. Vent window frame is re-chromed. Windshield, the gasket, all of that's pristine. They all came with the 15x7 steel rim, no hubcap. This was a no-frills factory race car, no fancy hubcaps. They all had chrome lug nuts, and then the redline wide oval tires on there. The grille is restored. There's the Super Bee. The bumper's re-chromed, the lenses, everything is in excellent shape. The hood is excellent. I don't see a crack or damage or a flaw there. Correct antenna. Has the Mopar, the Penstar emblem. So tail panel, let's talk about that. Vinyl top is pristine. So whole tail panel, tail lights, emblem, all this is mint. It's show quality car, folks. And I thought I seen a flaw in the paint somewhere, so nothing to speak of. I'm sure if you went over this car head to toe, you might find a piece of dust or something insignificant, but I'm telling you, this paint is fantastic. I'm sure it didn't look this good new. So why don't we lift that hood open and open the trunk and show you the car inside. Okay, well, we had a little break there. We went around the car. I told you there might be some paint flaws. There's a slight discoloration right here, like it was touched up and then someone rubbed it out, so it's smooth, very minor flaw. Inside the trunk compartment, all clean, solid metal, painted gloss red throughout. It's got a nice painted rim, restored jack. We got a spare. The rubber mat's real nice. Weather strip. So you got a really nice and complete trunk compartment. Look how clear that window is. The rear deck is real nice. There's upgraded 6x9 speakers in there too. Now look at the door panel. It's a red interior, obviously. Look, the door jambs are slick. The weather strips are replaced. The metal on the door is all painted slick. The armrest, the chrome behind the armrest, the door handle, stainless trim, all of it's restored. Now the dash area is all restored. It has the tachometer, the clock is working, the bezels are re-chromed, dash pad's real nice. And this radio, this AM radio, is actually an FM stereo in disguise. It has the modern guts. It's been rebuilt. And everything fits nice. All lines up real good. Glove box liner's new. And then you got the good old Hurst 4-speed with the walnut knob. The Hurst handle didn't come out, or the pistol grip didn't come out till 70. Got nice red carpet with Super Bee floor mats. The driver's side needs a little vacuum right now, but got nice floor mats. And as I'm leaning on the seat, it feels like it has nice cushion. The seat feels nice and firm. They've been all reupholstered. It has red seat belts. The back seat's real nice. Carpet, seat belts, rear armrest, all that looks really good. Headliner's real nice, fits real nice and tight. Dome light works. So it's nice inside and out. Now, these bars come with it. We had to pay for those. It's just a neat way to display the car. You put the pins through it, and you're at the car show, and this is going to grab people's attention. Otherwise, the hood lifts right off. It's super lightweight. A lot of guys just set them right on the roof of the car. So the motors were blown up in these cars. They were raced. They were driven hard. This is a 1970 engine block, but it's all high performance, rebuilt. It's got the Edelbrock intake with the 3 Holley carbs. All 3 of them are restored and working. No power steering, no power brakes. It's a hot rod. Reproduction battery topper on the battery. The battery's all bolted down. Has the correct shroud and the clamps and the washer bottle, and the horns are here, and everything in here looks proper. The engine bay is painted real nice and slick. And the original fender tag is still attached over here, and there are pictures of it on the website for you to look at. Now, all of these cars went down the line. They started off as 383 cars, and then they were special ordered, special built into the 446 pack. So it's a little confusing because there is an M in the VIN number that designates the 446 pack, and the build sheet and everything indicates that, but I just learned they all started off as 383s. I wanted to point out real quick, another imperfection is like 2 lines. They look like 2 hairs laying there. And then I only noticed it on this fender. There's 1 or 2 more back in this area. I mean, you'd have to be looking for them to ever see them. You'll enjoy reading the magazine article. I did anyway. Sound like a real cool guy that restored this car. He said, of course I raced it. He goes, owning a car like this and not racing it is like being married to Pamela Anderson and just cuddling. He said either the clutch pedal or the gas pedal was to the floor at all times, one of the two. So sounds like a cool guy. But it was obviously really well cared for. This thing is a work of art, not to mention a piece of muscle car history, one of the more significant pieces of muscle car history. The red, the Super Bee, the 4-speed, all those are pluses to this car. This thing's going to stand out at a car show. I mean, just look at it. There you have it. That's my impression. Go to volocars.com, talk to the salesman. If you have questions or concerns, make sure you ask them. They'll help you the best they can. They can get this delivered to your driveway. They can even help you get it financed. We make some monthly payments. Go to volocars.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on that bell icon so you can be the first to see the next one posted. Thanks for watching.